Hello everyone, my name is Anil Kumar Ketreddy. This presentation covers Business Information Server date and time enhancement feature for 51R1 release. BIS releases are independent of ClearPath OS 2200 releases, but we are qualifying BIS 51R1 on release 20.0. Current functions use various methods to specify the format of date and time inputs or output. Some use a number 0 to 22 for dates, others using letters A to V, and similar specifications for time formats. This limits the combinations that BIS supports and increases BIS development effort each time a client requires a new format. With this feature, you can use the new defdt run command to create a new set of user-defined date and time formats for BIS, with similar functionality available for JavaScript functions with a new date object. Using dynamic date and time definitions, a manual user can easily define date and time formats. You can use the new defdt function to create new date or time definitions for BIS functions. These definitions are local either to your run or to a manual user station while active. The syntax for defdt is at defdt, label, space options, space format, pattern. The label here provides a code location where BIS should direct processing if an error is detected during definition. There are two options, R and S. R means to provide a report of currently defined formats. The S option controls whether the report presents session or run definitions. S means this request applies to formats defined for a session without the S option. The request refers to formats defined for the active run. Format means a value from 25 to 44 that declares which format is to be defined, deleted, or reported. Pattern means a string up to 50 characters that defines a format. This example defines two run date formats 30 and 31. Once we execute the script, it produces a user defined output date. The date is formatted as a 2-digit date followed by a slash, a 2-digit month followed by a slash, and a 2-digit year for format 30. And for format 31, it is 2-digit date, 3-digit month, and a 2-digit year. The image displays the screenshot for the output of script which contains format 30 and 31. The user can use at fdt, 99 space r space 0 to display all the list of defined date formats. This example defines three session date formats 25, 30, and 34, then produces a report of all session date formats. The date is formatted as a 2-digit date, 2-digit month, and 2-digit year for format 25. For format 30, it is 2-digit date followed by a tilde, a 2-digit month followed by a tilde, and a 4-digit year. And for format 34, it is a 2-digit date followed by a slash, a 3-digit month followed by a slash, and a 2-digit year. The script defines how to delete a user-defined date or time format. The syntax to delete the date format 25 from the list of available user-defined date or time format is at defdt, 99 space s space 25. After deleting date format 25, a report of the user-defined date formats shows only the remaining date formats as shown in the output image. You can create dynamic date and time definitions for BIS JavaScript by using a new date object. A new static method called defineFormat enables this capability, providing a mechanism for the manual user to easily define date and time formats accessible in BIS JavaScript applications and subroutines. Syntax for the define format is date.defineFormat. Parameters are format type plus format number, format string. The format type represents the type of format being defined. For example, user date 25 for user defined date or user time 25 for a user defined time. Format number represents a number from 0 to 19 that identifies which date or time format entry is being defined, and 0 is optional. Format string represents the string pattern for the user defined date or time. The example explains how to use new method to define BIS JavaScript date and time formats. Let's move on to demonstration. I already have a list of run date formats in the report 2i0. When we execute the script, we get the output which defines the format 30 and 31 as user defined date formats. Another report 3i0 defines three session date formats 25, 30 and 34. Once we execute the script, it produces an output date format as shown in the screen. Now all the date formats are defined. Now we will use the user defined date formats in the date command. For that, open 2b0, enter date command in the report. Once the date screen opens, enter 1 in the status date column and 34 equal to in the product type column. Once we transmit, the output screen is displayed. We are providing 34 so that the system defined date will be converted to user defined format 34, which was previously defined. As soon as you transmit, it will show the result in product type column. The user can save the result report into 5i0. Enter F in the result report, which was saved previously, to find defined format 34 and transmit. Enter parameters for ranged search. Once we transmit, a new report will open and it shows the result if the date is available between start and end dates which we have provided. Resume to find next date until it say no more finds search completed. Moving on to next section, user defined time format for BIS functions. I already have a list of time formats in the report for this session 39.0. When we execute the scripts, we get the output which defines the format 30, 31 and 32 as user defined time formats. Once time is defined, the user can use it in a report to convert into different time formats. Open 4i0 and execute cal command. Enter syntax for cal command to convert time $2, which is system defined time format, to time $30, which is a user defined time. It displays the result in date 7 column as shown in the output screen. The next example explains how to delete a user-defined date or time format. The syntax to delete date format 25 from the list of available user-defined date or time format is at def_dt, 99 spaces space 25. After deleting date format 25, the user-defined date format shows only the remaining date formats. Next, I would like to demonstrate user-defined date and time format for JavaScript functions. I already have the date script in a report 10i0. In this example, we have a date object which calls a static method called define format with date related parameters. This script is registered as JavaScript run. Another script 9i0 which contains a call statement to call the JavaScript function. Execute the script and wait until it displays the written dataset values in the result report. This is the result column which contains user-defined date format. One more script which contains time example. We have a date object which calls a static method called define format with time related parameters. And this script is registered as JavaScript run. And we have 8i0 which contains a call statement to call the JavaScript function. Execute this and wait until it displays the written dataset values in the result report. This, this column contains user-defined time format. That's all from this future. Thank you.